Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is May 16, 2025, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's take a look at these charts on the Dow. The Dow. And all. Let's maximize this quarterly chart. Boom. Boom. And what we see is green. We are back above the yearly pivot, which is a good thing. That's kind of a bullish sign that we are back kind of bullish and all on these high time frame pivots and all. And we do have this where we can see there was a lot of buying pressure with this long tail on this candle right here at this time. So this is looking very bullish at this time. Let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there on this monthly chart. What we see here is we are still below the 9-10 moving average. So this means that technically we are still in a bear market. Although another bullish sign though is we are above the pivot. You know, being above this pivot, this should be a quarterly pivot. As you can see up top here, these are quarterly pivots and all. So that's a good sign come next week. I do kind of, in our Right Side Trader folks, if you're watching my videos, you know, this is a pattern that you guys know. You guys talk about a lot and all. I think it's one of your patterns and all. But this is a bullish piercing pattern and all. So we will be looking for confirmation of that also. And that would probably get us back above that 9-10 moving average and back into that bear territory of the market and all. Let's go ahead and go down, but that's what we see here. Let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there on this weekly chart. We can see we got the gap that we was looking for. This is the gap in the market here on the weekly chart. We can see it nice and clear. We needed the gap. I kept saying we needed the gap above this 50 moving average. But on the Dow, as you can see, it had a hard time getting above and clearly out of this area where this market was consolidating before it dropped below the 50 moving average. So that's the weak sign that we can see that this market may have a tough time. And right now on this weekly chart we are looking at monthly pivots and all. So we're going to be fighting here at a R1 level and all. That's an R1 level. And also we're going to have to see if we can actually break that. Again, I'm not screaming all times high here on the Dow anytime soon. Maybe this month, it might be next month or the month after that, because the Dow moves kind of slowly to the upside and all. And then if it could actually even break these highs, it couldn't break it before, so it might end up having a hard time once it does get up to this area here. That's what I can see and all. But let's go ahead and go down to the daily noise and wrap this on up. On the daily noise, this is the same little area right here. And as you can see, what I'm zooming into, there's another area well above that. And also, again, right now, the Dow next week is going to be fighting to get above here. We should be opening up above pivot come next week. This is our pivot line for the pivots and all. So long as we get above, we open above that level right there and we go higher, we might be able to clear these tops right here. And if we clear those tops, then we can look at actually going a little bit higher and all. But as you can see, that higher level that we're going to be fighting to get to is still, for the Dow, this is a significant ways away up here at this 450 level, even though it's only $25 away. But the Dow doesn't move that fast, move that much, you know, because that from here, that's like 3,000, that's like 2,500 points, you know, come to the Dow. I believe that's the way you look at it, because this has a couple more zeros after it, and all, if you're looking at the future contract for the Dow. So that's a significant move to actually get up there. That's why. But again, it's making a fairly good pattern at this time. This pattern that we had coming down, then down like this. So we might get a little bit more of a dip before we go up like this up to this area here. Kind of just like wait and see what actually happens here. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to share here on the Dow. It is looking bullish. It's just not as strong as the other indexes at this time. It's a smaller index too. You would think they'd be able to move the smallest, the fewer number of stocks and all. but it can have a rough time actually moving to the upside. But as you can see, at times we had this big green candle back here. It can do it, but that was coming off of a bottom and all. And we are back up here near tops and all. It's gonna have a little struggle of a time getting back up there. But that's it. I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. This is Right Side Trader. Have a good one. Bye.